Hi everybody, my name is Lily Divine and thank you for coming back to my channel. If you do like the content that I am putting out, please give me a subscribe, a like, and comment down below so I know exactly what it is you want to see from me as a new content creator. In my last video, I had posted, which was a live feed of me doing my face, a pageant edition. I had some requests asking how I do my foundation exactly to break down each individual process. So that is what these series of videos is going to be. So let's say it will be a Drag 101 makeup tutorial. Now that we have completed the foundation process as well as the baking and sculpting out the face to the way we'd like, it is time to move on to the eyes. Now, as you can see, I have gone through and I have actually dusted off all the previous loose powder that was on my face. So now I have gone in with a loose translucent powder and I have actually put that under my eyes as to where I know there's going to be fallout from any makeup that I'm starting to put up. As you can see, I have started putting on that loose pigment on my eyes. I started with a lighter color, as you can tell, which I wouldn't be able to tell you what it is because I am, there goes my cat, I am tone colorblind, so all I can see is that it is starting to blend together. Now the next one to it is a darker, I'm assuming blue. I've started putting that in on the outside and just slowly packing it in to make it a little bit more vibrant and to cut that crease a bit. All right, so now that I have a base down for my eyes as to how I kind of want them to go, but we're gonna switch it up and draw it out a little bit more. I'm gonna take this time to actually go in with the same contour foundation that I used earlier and sculpt out my eyebrows and place them. Now with my eyebrows, as you can tell, I went in and I set them with that contour powder. Everything will be changing slightly as everything starts to come together across the eyes. We're gonna start pulling the eyes out like this. But first I'm gonna start highlighting underneath it to brighten it up a little bit more so we can see where the end of it comes and we can move from there. So now I've gone in and I've highlighted just a little bit to give it that oomph on top of the eyes. Now, because we have gone and done that, I'm gonna go in with one of my big fluffy brushes here, which is just a basic blending brush. And I'm gonna start to blend some of this blue and black out into that area. So see how that starts to soften everything down? So now that we have gone in and we have started laying the foundation as to what we were going to do, I'm gonna go in with my white cream foundation. I am going to cut my crease with that because we are drag queens. We like to have that stay there. And then I'm gonna put a nice glittery powder over top of that just to set it in place. And then we're gonna move into completing the eye with a winged liner or even an eyelash. All right, the next part that we're going to do to finish up this eye, we're going to just intensify some of those colors a little bit more, put on a winged liner. But for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to actually use a wing liner, and I'm not going to use a black cream foundation that I do have to do my liner in this video. So if you are on the go and you are just learning, that is another process that you can learn at another time, which is going to take a little bit for you to figure out and how to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to use a black pressed powder for my winged liner, because some of us, and I don't mean all of us, I mean some of us, unfortunately just can't grasp the liquid liner, which is completely understandable, because even now, and I've been doing this for 10 years, it just throws me right off. I hate it. So I'm just going to go in with a black pressed powder and start setting a little bit more here. Now it may not look the greatest, but we all have to start somewhere when we start doing drag. And sometimes we just don't have the time or the patience, or in some cases we just have never learned with the liquid eyeliner or the gel eyeliner, cream foundation, whatever to place on there. This is just so you can learn how to do your eyes. Now, mind you, you will have to practice, because practice makes perfect, and find what works for your face. As you can see, it kind of goes up like this. That's when I start to bring out the inside here, because it's pointing up this way. You can just take a little bit of what is already on there and start pulling that out. You can even start from right in this section here where you started pulling it. You can bring it from here and start pulling it up, and then build on top of that. And you don't need to spend hundreds of dollars to make yourself look good. It will come in time. We have to learn how to crawl before we can walk. We have to learn how to walk before we can run. And that is the same process with makeup. You have to start somewhere. You have to learn how to do things. You're not always going to come right out of the drag closet and have $1,000 gowns, or even more in some cases. Same thing with makeup. Sometimes drag is on a dime. We have to do it. Every one of us goes through that process to get to where we are today, or where we want to be. Now, as I had mentioned, I was going through with the powder for a specific reason. A lot of the times we may find out that we don't have the liquid liner, or whatever the case may be. You can always, a lot of people lick it, stick it. Lick it and stick it, and then it can define and give that more penciled look. And just lightly. Now, you don't have to go all the way down in to pronounce it the way I've done that. I just like to do that because for me, it works for my face. May not work for your face. Practice makes perfect. So I'm going in with another color which is similar to the blues that I've already put on, and I'm just going to start putting a little bit over what I've already got there, because there's still some product on this brush to begin with. So what I'm doing is actually just going over that line, that black pigment that I had already put on there, in between the blue and whatever color this is, because as I had mentioned earlier, tone color blind. So I don't see these pigments very well. I mean, I see them, but not the way you see them. Taking that fluffy brush, and I'm just lightly brushing it away. Just go underneath the eyes after you've already taken off the other powder, which you can use a fan brush to just kind of lightly take it away, because there's going to be some fallout that comes down if you do your foundation first. Now, after that point, once you have all the other loose powder taken away, you want to go ahead and actually just put a little bit more of that loose setting powder that you had on there before, so you don't get any more. And it also helps pronounce, as it starts to bake more and more, that highlight of what you want everybody to see. Now, after you've done that, and you have, as you can tell, you can still have some product on here. I'm just going to go in and start brushing it underneath the eyes itself and build from there. So as you can see, it started to go. This side is a little bit darker than this side, and that's fine. Like I said, it's just for that effect of you learning, even with just without any creams for your eyes. Here we go. We've already got that. Now I am going to use a little bit of a liner. And the reason why I'm using a little bit of a liner, as I had mentioned, I wasn't going to do it, but this time I'm going to in this little piece. It's just a white eyeliner, which is very hard to find a lot of the times, but it is that time of the year. And I'm actually just going to go in and do a little bit of a line here, a little bit of a line here, and maybe just a little bit here. Probably not. And I'll just show you. Okay, so now that we have the eyes done, other than lashes, mascara, everybody knows how to put that stuff on except for lashes. I'll teach you that in a second. But the liner that I use to put the black on my eyes and define that crease, which obviously is looking a little bit rough, so we'll go in and we'll kind of buff that out a little bit. I take that liner brush and I actually just go in and darken up the tip of the brows. See? And what that does for me is you can just notice everything a little bit better at that point. So then we can go in and we can start buffing out whatever else we want to do. Hi everyone, my name is Lily Divine. Thank you for coming back to my channel. If you do enjoy the content that I am putting out there, please like, comment, and subscribe so you can hit that bell button and stay up to date with all the new content that I am putting out.